Well, I pressed this, wasn't expecting it to work, and it came on. So, here we are. Hey guys, it seems like there's a shadow on me or something, but oh well. Let's just go with it, okay? How's everybody doing today? It's Wednesday. As we used to say back in the day, it's hump day. I don't know what day it is today. Nowadays. Ow. Some of y'all get that, some of you don't. First of all, I want to say thank you so much. We've picked up some more subscribers. It's slow, but thank you, you guys, so much. I'm so glad that y'all like spending time with me and that I have something to say that either you like or you like to listen so you can complain or whatever. But thank you so much. Whatever your reasons for being here, thank you and thank you. Now, I want to say something. I don't know if any of y'all remember, and I guess Michael still does it. Michael used to give away boxes. You got a box for $5, and it usually had whatever the last season was. It had a lot of stuff that they didn't sell, and it was great stuff, and you could use it like the next year, and if you did crafts, there were a lot of things that you could use. So that's what I thought Temu's mystery boxes or bags or whatever they had was going to be like. So I was a little apprehensive. So I bought a box. I think it was one of their $2 boxes. And this is how it came. So I'm just letting you know. And it fits in my hand like this. So I already opened it, but this was their $2 box. And it had a little box like this in it. And you open it and it says tallow honey balm. And you use it on your skin. I tried using it and it felt luxurious and whatever when you first put it on. And you can see the texture of it, you know. But then it was gone like in 5 minutes and my skin was dry again. Doesn't have a lasting fragrance. I don't know. It doesn't smell. It just, that was a $2. Oh, and there was more in the little package. And in that $2 mystery box, I got 2 keychains. Now the keychains are very well made and they're heavy. I don't need a keychain. Plus I don't know what all it has because I didn't open it, but I see it has a little bottle cap opener. But it's very heavy, very well made, it appears. And they sent me 2 of those. And that was my $2 mystery box. So, I'm just telling y'all in case you think you're going to get, I have no idea what the $4 or $5, but I actually sent for a $9 one. I haven't gotten it yet. But I'll let you know. And here's another $2 box. And it came today. And I'll show you what it has in it. It has 3 rolls of tape. I don't know what kind of tape it is. There's nothing written in here, or it's pretty sticky, but it's just tape. And that's what I got for that other $2 mystery box. So if you think you're gonna get something, I don't know, maybe you might. Maybe they just don't like me. Anyway, that came today. And this is something that I ordered from Amazon. Did you see where Amazon has cut, China has cut Amazon's supply, whatever they order from them, in half? Yeah. And also, you know how I'll say if I'm getting ready to do something that you guys might not like, and I say you'll have to be big about it. Well, I guess Trump forgot to say that to us about the tariffs. Because did you hear him the other day saying that for Christmas your kids may not get the toys that they wanted because of the tariffs? And it was like, you know, and he doesn't have any little kids, and I'm sure he doesn't buy for his grandkids. He probably just gives them $50,000 or something, or shuts down Playland or something and take them somewhere. Telling my age, we had a Playland in Seattle when I was little. I can't find my opener thing, and I can't find any scissors. Oh, I see some scissors, but I'm not going over there to get them. I'll tell you what I got, though. I got an air purifier, just a little cheap one that you plug in for my bedroom, because it seems like it's so dusty all the time. I know you said, why don't you dust? Well, I do, but it's supposed to help with that. And we have dogs. Well, one's a poodle, one doesn't shed, but the other one is just sweet as she can be, but she's just dog. And I think she has dander. And I do a lot of inhalers and stuff. So I got this for my bedroom. If it really works, I'll invest in a big one. So I'll let you know. I just need a little cleaner air where I can breathe. I have to use an inhaler in the morning. I have to use an inhaler at night. And then I have another one that I use during the day as needed. So. And these are just plug-ins, so we'll see. Wasn't expensive, so I don't know if when it gets full or whatever, do you get rid of them or what, or how long they last. I'll have to read all that. But negative ion air purifier, air purification, negative ion sterilization, formaldehyde removal. Oh my God, formaldehyde, isn't that what you embalm people with? If they remove that, I might not, I might not be walking around tomorrow. Anyway, I'll read that. I'll tell y'all how it works. And then let me make sure I don't show my address, that I might end up with some visitors that I don't want. Not you guys, but you know, some other stuff. You know, you have to be careful. I got a package from QVC, and it says Fragile on it. I know what it is. And these were 4 for $28. And I thought they were pretty on TV. So let's, oh boy, I hate when they do this. There's another box in here. I have a ton of coffee mugs, but they're all, well, not all, but a lot of them are associated with the military. Not where we moved around, but like just from different, like Fort Ord or somewhere in Georgia or something funny, you know. Your mother wears jump boots or something like that. So I just said, well, you know, I slowly need to replace all that stuff. First of all, they're super old. And I just wanted something different. And I saw these one night. And I thought, those are kind of pretty. Anything will beat a cup that says happiness is seeing Fort Hood in my rearview mirror, something like that, you know. So isn't that pretty? I have no idea what that says. That's a pretty cup. Oh, they really got it packed down in here. So for that, I'm not going to pull all of them out. Look at that one. Just everyday wear. And just something different. I got 6 of them. So, and I got one more box. And I got this from QVC also. And I think I got it for my, you know, we made a garden, but it's a garden, well, I said it's a pot garden. And I thought these pots would be good. They advertised these pots the other night, and I said, that's what I need for my pot garden. For somebody that just joined us, not that kind of pot. Boy, it's getting dark in here. Let me hurry up. So, when you want everything to be really, really taped really good, it's not. Military, well, it's from Stuttgart. Is it from Stuttgart? No, it's from Malaysia, but it's got different flags on it. So everything is kind of still military. And I don't want to forget the military. I mean, I love the military. I love our military life. But we have to go on. It's 3 self-watering planters, and I think this would be great for a tomato plant. And I can get a cage to go around it too. I have 3 of them. The other ones are, you know, different sizes. But I got that at QVC. So I'm real happy about that. Now, I have a story to tell. And I brought it so maybe you can see me a little bit better. But anyway, I have a story to tell you, and I'm going to try to go pretty fast. My boss, I worked for him for a total of 20 years. He was a Texas auctioneer. He was a Texas real estate broker. He was a rancher. He was a builder. In building, he also realized that to make more money, he needed to cut out one of those middlemen. So he opened his own lumber yard and he opened his own plumbing company. So he did his own framing. I mean, he used his wood to do his own framing. And his labor and material from the plumbing company to do his rough-ins and all that stuff, you know. He was a smart man. He's an Aggie. And he was as Texas as they come. If you really saw him and the sun was going down, you would go walk on the other side or something. I mean, he would scare you sometime. Nicest man you ever want to meet. One time, he did have a drinking problem. And when I first went to work for him, he didn't drink, but I guess me and Carolyn drove him to drinking. But anyway, he started drinking again. So his family had an intervention. And his daughter and his wife came over to my house and they said, "We want you to come out to the ranch. We're going to have an intervention on Dad." And, you know, the husband. And I said, "I'm not coming out there." And they said, "Well, he thinks a lot of you and blah, 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 and you're like family." And I said, "But I'm not family and I'm not coming out, so toodaloo." So the next day he comes in and he sat there, you know, he didn't say anything. And he said, "Well, where were you last night?" He said, "Everybody was there for the intervention." And I said, "Hey, I'm not stupid. You can't get rid of your daughter. You can't get rid of your wife, but you certainly can get rid of Pat over here. I said, y'all count me out of the intervention. And he threw his hat across the room and he said, boy, you're smart. He said, because we'd miss you around here today if you had been part of that. I knew better than that. I think they were setting me up anyway. But anyway, he also was his degree was in journalism. He loved to write. Matter of fact, his son got his skill because when his son was in West Point, he wrote a couple of books about military strategy, fighting and stuff, and he did pretty good with his book. But anyway, his dad was an editor of several papers in different towns. And one of the towns that he used to talk about all the time was Bovina, Texas, which is up by the Panhandle. And he also had gone in with his friend, and he had cattle in Bovina. And so from time to time, he'd go up there and check on the cattle and have dinner and whatever with the family because they were, old friends and stuff. And when he would come back, he'd have some steaks. And he would give me a steak, and he'd tell me, that the pastures that they had in Bovina were the best in the world, and the cows were, like fed real well and open range or whatever, And that steak would just melt in your mouth. It was so good. So anyway, he ended up passing away in 2004. So he had started a tradition where Christmas Eve, he'd knock on your door and he'd have, however big your family was, he'd have those many steaks wrapped in the butcher paper with a red ribbon around it. And I told my husband, like we had just gotten married in 90, and I told him about Bovina and how the cows were fed and how the cows were taken care of and how this meat was going to melt in his mouth, and we ate it, and he said it was good, So years went by, and a year went by, and his best friend, who was Bill Piper, knocked on my door on Christmas Eve, and he said, I wanted to keep up the tradition, that Dolph had done, so here's your steaks. And I said, but you went to Bovina? Do you know those people in Bovina? And he said, Pat. He said, those steaks didn't come from Bovina, Pat. He said, Dolph never, now, initially when Dolph was up there one time and he brought me a steak, yes. But when he would come Christmas Eve to bring the steaks, Piper said, those steaks didn't come from Bovina. They came from H-E-B. And if y'all aren't familiar, H-E-B is a big store in the Southwest, huge. And I said, H-E-B? He said, yeah. Now, he would go to the butcher and ask him to be cut a certain way. But I said, all these years, I said, but why did he do that? He said, because he said that you ran away with it and you made it a story and you glamorized it. And when you told it so well about the cows and how they were fed and the grass, how it was so green and it was this and it was that. And he said it just kept getting bigger and bigger. So he said, let's don't tell her. He let me go around for at least 10 years telling this story. And they obviously, they were getting a kick out of it. And I think every year, I'd embellish it a little. You know how you do. I said, I can't believe this. He died knowing this and he never told me. I thought, what can I say? And also, he was an auctioneer. And I used to work with him after the real estate office. I would work at his auction with him. So he came up with this bright idea. This was like in the 80s and 90s. And he said, I don't think they have any black female auctioneers in Texas. So he said, I think it would be good. And you have to work up under an auctioneer like a apprentice or something. That's not what they call it, but anyway. He said, I want to teach you how to do it. And I said, I don't want to be an auctioneer. And he said, but I think this would be great and you would be making history. Well, first of all, I can't talk that fast. I mean, they talk really fast. And he was trying to teach me, and I would say things, I would say things like, I got $7 over here, $7 over here, and I need 8. Do I hear 8? And somebody would say 8, and I'd say, and I got 6 over here. And he said, you're going backwards. He said, I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep up with it. So those are my stories for today. And I don't have any more. And there's nothing interesting in the news except get ready for your kids or your grandkids' Christmas, because they're not going to get the toys that they want because of our tariffs. Or they might if you have money to pay for them, but it's going to be, you're going to pay on our end. So, out of all the fun we just had, I just had to say that, huh? Doom and gloom. Well, I just wanted to get this one out because I think I've been waiting too long to put to talk to y'all. And don't forget, give me those thumbs up. Don't ask me why YouTube likes that. I have no idea. I don't know anybody on the inside. I don't have any, you know what I mean? I don't know why they like it so much. And now I got the camera. I see the sun's changing again. And I had the camera like right up in my face. Y'all could see my tonsils or something. And and I watched the Met Gala. Did y'all see Diana Ross? Oh my gosh. She looked so, I mean, it was awfully heavy and awfully overdone, but Diana's always been overdone. What would you expect from her at 81? I mean, of course she's going to be overdone. That's her MO. But I thought she represented us well. I really did. So that was good. And some of those, I don't know if they're supposed to be clothes or if they're supposed to be costumes, but anyway, most of the things I really like. Zendaya, I really liked what she had on, or Zendaya. I liked what her white suit. So, and I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to go and get in my recliner. I think I had dinner. My daughter fed me salad, so not fed me like, you know, here. there's a little salad here, a little salad. No, not like that. But anyway, she gave me salad, so I think that was supposed to be my dinner. I don't know. And I'm going to watch some TV. But I am so, when I put my tomato plant in here, I'm going to let y'all see it. Oh, and we're still looking for a house. We put in 2 offers and we didn't get either one of them. They were full price offers. I didn't offer more. I didn't think any of them were worth $500 or $1,000 more. And we weren't in a bidding war, you know, and one of them had only been on the market 24 hours. So I don't know if the other person just beat us or maybe they did offer more. I don't know. But I thought it was a fair price for what we were getting, and anyway, we didn't get it, so we're still looking. So I'll keep you posted on that. So we're kind of living in limbo. And I think the HOA is mad at me. There was a tree in the yard. I don't know if I told you the story, but it was an expensive tree. Some Japanese something or other. My daughter, if I had replaced the tree, and the tree was only about 14 years old, if I had replaced the tree when the storm came through and picked the tree up out the ground, it would have cost me $3,500 to replace the tree. And my daughter said she wasn't replacing the tree. So I didn't replace it. It was an act of God. And it wasn't like when she bought the house, you know how the builder put so many trees or whatever. The builder didn't put a tree in. It was her tree. It was her tree. But anyway, the HOA said all the other houses have trees on the front of the house, at least one tree. Well, I have a tree, but it's on the left side. It's not on the side that, this is a corner lot. It's not on the side that's the corner little whatever, you know, like this. So I ended up putting like I put a bush out there. And the little bush that could, it's about this tall. But it's one of those oleanders or something, and it's gonna get big, you know, and it'll look pretty or whatever. And I don't wanna put a tree out towards the corner because there's a lot of storms up here, and when the wind comes, it really whips like out there if something's out there alone, you know. But anyway, they've been driving by taking pictures, so I guess they're gonna get on me again. And you know, I really believe in HOAs. I really do. But our yard, one day I'm gonna take a picture. Our yard is beautiful all the time. And to pick on me about a tree is really stupid, I think. So that's all I got to say about that. I don't know how to handle them on this one. So I'm going to shut down. It's been 30 minutes already. Whew, time flies when you're having fun, huh? And I will see y'all soon. And everybody be good. Have a good rest of the week. And I hope your weekend is fun. Do something different. I'm trying to get a little bit of light here. So be good, and I'll see you next time. Bye.